Good afternoon and welcome in to Hall Pass. I'm your host, Patrick Hall, and today I am joined by none other than Edward McKinnon and Adam Lorio, and we are going to be discussing the overall product of the NBA and how it has been recently decreasing, and also some potential ways to improve upon that. Adam, you want to go ahead and get us started?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the television ratings for the past 5 NBA Finals, 2016 we had 20 million people watching Cavs versus Warriors, but ever since then, if you look at the graphs, just slowly ticking down. I think the bubble had 8 million people watching the finals. So, Edward, what are you thinking about that?
I'm thinking that in order to raise the stakes and get fans invested, what we really need, we need to shorten the regular season so that fans are more plugged into the playoffs. Because right now, a lot of fans are hopping off the ship early. See, because the last 20 games of the season, you see a lot of these teams losing on purpose to help their draft position, and now they're not watching when the playoffs start, and it's really hard for them to be invested when they're not sure who cares, who doesn't care, who's really wanting to win a title, and there's just the stigma around the league that not all the teams care.
Yeah.
So how do we get the teams to care? I think that we should shorten the season. That's a good start.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to shorten the season first. I feel like games before Christmas really no one watches just because of how big the NFL is, and they could get away with having 7-round playoff series in the first and second rounds by shortening the season. And also eliminating back-to-backs, I think, would be another big thing for the NBA to do to help not only boost TV ratings, but to get some of those stars to play and not load management.
Yeah, and I think quality should be prioritized much more over quantity. If you look at the owners, they're most likely thinking 82 games, that's more ticket sales, that's more revenue from showing commercials on TV. But from the NBA television standpoint, they're only showing 2, maybe 3 nationally televised games. The rest are on League Pass, which not many casual fans are watching.
Right. And I think they want to create that quality for 82 games a year, but then you have guys that aren't even playing for a majority of the season and are resting. It's just hard for me to sit down and watch a game with no superstars involved and don't really care. That's why a lot of the average NBA fans wait till the playoffs to really get invested.
You know, one potential pitch I've seen is that the NBA should install a midseason tournament. I think Adam Silver has proposed this, where each team participates in some single elimination tournament with the reward being maybe draft compensation or a clinch spot in the playoffs. What do y'all think about that?
In the middle of the season?
In the middle of the season, around Christmas, maybe at the beginning of the season.
To create what? Like, you're just going to have teams play in a
to create some incentive for
glorified playoff
to make
early on in the season?
To make the games matter more.
Okay.
And which teams? Like, are you talking?
All teams. You can clinch a playoff spot. You can get draft compensation. There's various rewards, maybe cash reward.
I think that could help out a lot. I also think that you should shorten the season, but also make it a requirement for players to play a certain amount of games a year.
Yeah.
Because they have things like shooting percentage or how many games they play or make an All-NBA team structured into their contract, and they're all incentivized. So you see a guy like Giannis who is in the MVP conversation, but he didn't even play 80% of the games this year. So if you made something like that happen, he wouldn't be eligible for All-NBA, and that goes on to his legacy, and people care about that kind of stuff.
Okay. I also want to transition a little bit away from just the season aspect and how the season's maybe structured, but there are also a lot of rules, reviews. Games take
the reviews are killing me to watch. I think we probably all watched the first quarter of the Grizzlies and Timberwolves game last night. There was like 15 fouls in the first 6 minutes of the game.
2 flagrants.
I think there's a record for free throws in a first quarter.
It was brutal to watch. I don't know how to go about fixing that because the way the NBA's played now, there's so many guys that understand the rules so well that they know how to draw fouls.
And my proposition for the NBA is, so I grew up playing soccer, and there's this rule called the advantage rule in soccer where if the other team fouls you and it's not really in your benefit to get fouled, it would benefit the defense more. So like a fast break, take foul that just slow the game down and take away from fast break highlights. The ref just says play on. And the game speeds up. There's not as many reviews. With a clear path foul, you go review, you look at it, and it just makes the game long and takes away from the momentum. So I think implementing maybe an advantage play would really, I think it help for the viewer's perspective for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I wish we had a little bit more time to discuss this topic. Thank you, Adam Lorio. Thank you, Edward McKinnon, for joining me today on Hall Pass. I'm your host, Patrick Hall, and we'll see you next time.